Hi, I'm Katie Siskins. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and the owner of Wisdom Within Counseling and Coaching. You can book your free phone consultation at wisdomwithinct.com. That's wisdomwithinct.com. In this video, we're going to be talking about LGBTQIA plus affirming therapy and cross-dressing. Our team specializes in helping men who cross-dress or dress in feminine clothing. And we help your partner develop acceptance for your gender expression and help you as a man accept yourself and that you may have a more feminine side when it comes to expressing your gender. So cross-dressing specifically is when you like wearing women's makeup, women's clothing, bras, dresses, long wigs, fake eyelashes, getting your nails done. As a man in our society, you may be told that you have to wear pants or you have to be in this masculine role and be macho. But really, a lot of men like to cross-dress and put on women's underwear and women's clothing and express themselves in a more feminine way. Some men who cross-dress might identify as gay or bisexual or pansexual, and that is on the spectrum of sexual orientation. Some men who cross-dress identify as straight and are married to a woman. So it's really important to know that cross-dressing is a form of gender expression, which is different from sexual orientation, which is who you're attracted to. So sometimes, if you cross-dress and your wife just found out, your wife might be wondering if you're gay, but that's actually separate. That's a totally different thing, which we can talk about in counseling, but your sexual orientation is different than gender expression, which is how you express your gender. So gender expression, some people like to wear pants. Some people like to have long hair or short hair. Some people like to have pink or purple hair. And some people like to have brown or blonde hair. Men can express their gender in a more feminine way, but society and religion and even family viewpoints tend to put a lot of anxiety, fear, shame, and guilt on a man who wants to express his gender in a more feminine way. Some men who identify as cross-dresser get great enjoyment and fulfillment and excitement and satisfaction from putting on female clothing. From wearing high heels, from putting on lashes and makeup and glitter eyeshadow and curling their wig hair. And that's really important because that's a part of who you are. And gender expression can change over your entire lifespan. Some men who cross-dress started cross-dressing at 5 or 6 years old in their mom's clothing. And some men who cross-dress started when they were a late teenager. And some men who cross-dress just started in their 50s or 60s. So everyone starts at a different age, but most often you've always enjoyed the thought of putting on female clothing. And you also maybe felt a little bit of toxic shame doing so. Maybe you were afraid that your mom or your dad would punish you if they found you wearing high heels or lipstick as a child, so you just didn't cross-dress growing up. Maybe you're afraid what your wife will think of you, if your wife will divorce you or threaten to leave you if she finds out that you have a more feminine expressive side. And if you're a man that likes to express his gender in a more feminine way, that's totally normal and healthy as long as you're not hurting yourself or someone else. Our society likes to put people in 2 boxes, male or female, and gender expression is a spectrum. Some women like to wear shorts. Some women like to wear dresses. Some women like to wear pants. Our gender expression is very fluid. And if we think back long ago, women at one time weren't allowed to own property. They weren't allowed to vote. They weren't allowed to wear pants. Gender expression has come really far in the last 120 years. So when we look at men have cross-dressed for decades and for centuries. There are a lot of celebrities who identify as male who cross-dress in female clothing. And some men who cross-dress identify as bigender. So when you are dressed up as a female, wearing a wig with long hair, eyelashes, getting your nails pretty, looking beautiful, you want to have someone refer to you with she, her pronouns. You might even want to be called a female name. You might have a specific female name that you want people to call you when you get dressed up as a female. And then when you're dressed as a male in your more masculine way, as a dad or father, as a husband, you want people to use he, him pronouns and call you by your male name. That's pretty normal too. So you may identify as bi-gender or expressing yourself in two different genders. So we also talk with wives about what limits or blocks their ability to be accepting. Sometimes a wife may have grown up with strict religious parents or told that, oh, you have to be with a masculine man. Or, as a wife, you may be afraid, does this mean your husband's gay? Or does this mean that your husband has fallen out of love with you? And so we get to process all those worries. As a wife, realizing your husband likes cross-dressing, you might be embarrassed about what your church will think or what your friends will think. But really, a lot of counseling is making it a safe space to be who you both are, your authentic versions of yourselves. As well, when it comes to LGBTQIA plus expression, we help partners just have a safe space to talk. So in addition to talking about cross-dressing, you can talk about loss of a parent, having a child with disabilities, having a chronic health issue, all of these sudden unexpected changes of life, finances, retirement, all of these aspects, moving, all of these stressors can be a part of couples counseling. And, if you're a man that dresses up as a woman, it's okay. Accepting yourself can be a part of couples therapy. Loving yourself, loving this more feminine side of yourself that you never got to express growing up as a child because you feared punishment or even physical abuse from your dad. Gender expression is something that we need to embrace. And so part of couples counseling with a focus on cross-dressing is really helping, your partner, your female partner, be accepting of you and creating safe, supportive boundaries. So maybe you both go to a gay bar together where you're dressed up as a female, and that supports you both in, in loving and accepting each other, and couples counseling can be a really safe place to talk and process the different emotions you both may be experiencing: anxiety, fear, embarrassment, confusion, shock, betrayal, loss, joy, excitement. All of these different feelings can be a part of marriage counseling with a focus on cross-dressing. So if you're looking for help, if you're a man that expresses his gender in a more feminine way, and you like dressing up in female clothing, that's totally normal, and we can help you and your partner build a sense of acceptance and togetherness, and even improve your communication skills around what your wife may think are triggering subjects around gender expression. Our team at Wisdom Within Counseling and Coaching would love to help you. You can book your free phone consult at wisdomwithinct.com. That's wisdomwithinct.com. I'm Katie Ziskind. I'm the owner of Wisdom Within Counseling and Coaching. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in LGBTQIA plus issues when it comes to couples and counseling. So if you want to talk about sex and intimacy, I give you a safe place to feel comfortable talking about sex and your sexuality. Again, you can book your phone consult on our website, or you can give us a call at 860-451-9364. That's 860-451-9364. I would love to support you in exploring your gender expression and developing acceptance and confidence in your marriage.